Hi guys, this is Never Wanibum Jude. Welcome to Learning with Richie. If you're a new subscriber on this channel, you are welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to thank you guys so much for the love you've shown to me. On this channel, we talk about immigration issues such as how to look for employment opportunities and educational opportunities abroad. Also share my lifestyle as an international student in Canada. In today's video, we'll be talking on the 5 top jobs for international students in Canada. So, like the tuition for international students in Canada is 3 to 5 times that of local students. So, as an international student who has come to Canada to study, what can you do to pay this cost? So, if you're interested in knowing more on some of those tips, what you can do to be able to fund your education in Canada, please hang around. Welcome back. Talking about the 5 top jobs for international students in Canada. So I have selected these 5 jobs based on the strength that you put at work and how it might play on your academic. On my list, the first job that I would recommend for any international student is care job. So what is the care job about? Care is helping somebody do those things that you have to do them by yourself, like being able to maybe eat, to bathe, like those. When I mean care, I mean hands-on care. Maybe you help some people in cleaning them up, and so these jobs are very, very good. Why are they good for international students? Because most of these jobs, they pay above the minimum wage. Secondly, these jobs, they kind of like give you some they give you a break. Like while you're at work, you are not on your heels all the time. Like you can kind of like sit at work, you do something, and then you sit and rest a bit, and then you continue work. So like maybe if you're providing care to somebody, you need to you kind of like sit and talk with this person. The moment that you're talking with that person, you're not really doing anything physical, so it doesn't really weigh you out that physically. So it's very good. And also, as an international student, you might want to do night shifts. So like maybe when you go in at 12 a.m. and then you come back home in the morning at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. just depends on you. So while at work at night, when the clients have gone to bed, you have time to do some schoolwork while you're at work. So you are doing your job, getting paid, and at the same time you are doing your schoolwork. So that is why it is highly recommended. And also because we have so many persons in Canada, like about 20% of the population in Canada are individuals above 65 years, and we also have maybe 1 in every 5 Canadians who is suffering from one disability or the other, which therefore makes these jobs so like the jobs are available. So as an international student who is authorized to work just 20 hours, it would be good for you to like provide some of these the 20 hours by providing personal care, such that you can earn above minimum wage, and at the same time you have that rest period at work. So for job number two is support work. Support work is very similar to personal care, but it's a little different in the sense that you don't really go into you don't do the hands-on care. Like for a support job, you might be supporting a youth, an adult with mental issues, a youth who kind of like has some disabilities. You might just be there like to provide companionship. You might just be there to make food for that person. But like in this situation, you don't really give hands-on care. You don't beat the person. You don't change diapers and stuff like that. So you're just there kind of like to provide, companionship, to help whoever you're supporting develop life skills, like maybe saving abilities, maybe ability to prepare food, ability to manage finances, ability to do things on their own. So that is another job. And these jobs also, they also pay they pay above the minimum wage. So that is another job that is recommended. And just like we said about the personal care, these jobs also, you have respite period. So it's not 8 hours that you're on your heels, but sometimes you have the opportunity. If you're working with a kid, to maybe play a TV game with that kid, or board games with the kid. So sometimes you go out, maybe like you walk the community. Sometimes you involve maybe in like sporting activities and stuff like that. You go to the gym, you swim and stuff like that. So you can provide such services, enjoying yourself with these kids, and at the same time making money, which is supporting you towards your studies. So that is number 2 on my list. Number 3 on my list. Number 3 is on-campus job. Like most of the on-campus jobs, they kind of like pay their minimum wage jobs, but there is one advantage with you working on campus. So when you work on campus, if you're opportunity to have that job, you can provide kind of like more than the 20 hours that you are expected to work. While you work on campus, you can provide unlimited hours. So if you have that opportunity, why not go grab it? And you're able to like provide a number of hours, so long as you are able to like do your studies, take your bookwork without the job affecting your studies. You can put in as many hours as possible. Like while I was a student and kind of like working on campus, because I did some jobs on campus and others off campus, I worked with the school gym. So there I provided front desk services. So there you kind of like you develop abilities in what we call customer service, because those like students who come in, you are the one who kind of like you collect money from them, you give them access to whatever facility they are getting on campus. Also with some of the on-campus jobs, you can also work with I think event planning, where you help the school to set up like structures or places for football games. For you also help them to set up maybe like you do decoration for events on campus, such as graduations, meetings, and stuff like that. So I will place this particular job as point number 3. So point number 4, job number 4, you can work with these grocery shops. There are so many of them, and they are always there looking for students. So you can work in a grocery shop as a cashier. You can work as an overnight fulfillment associate. You can work as a fulfillment associate. So when I talk about overnight fulfillment associate, I mean those people kind of like who get the items and stock the shelves with. So some of these jobs you can do them at night still, like doing the stocking. You can also work there during the day, assisting customers to get items, like directing them wherever they can get what food item they want when they come to do their groceries. But one disadvantage as far as this job is concerned, compared to the first 2 I mentioned, is like with this job, you don't have a rest period. So when you go to work, take for instance, maybe you're working 8 hours, you have 8 hours and you have 3 breaks. You have 2 50 minutes breaks, which are unpaid, and you have 1 30 minutes break, which is paid. So you go, you put in maybe like first 2 or 3 hours, you have a 15 minutes break. You come back, you put in another 2 or 3 hours, you go for your lunch break, which is 30 minutes, that is paid. And then you come back, you do another 15 minutes, and you work till like morning, and you go home. So as a student, this is another source this is another way you might be able to like get some extra money from the limited hours you have to work to be able to food your bills. On position number 4, I will talk about joining or you working at a fast food restaurant. So like there are so many fast food restaurants, and they have similar characteristics like the grocery shops. One of the characteristics is that when you work there, most at times it is 8 hours and you are on your heels. You can work on the front counter, or you can work behind, like behind the counter, like in the kitchen, where you're kind of like preparing the various beef and stuff like that for burgers. And yeah, so these jobs, there are so many fast foods around. There's McDonald's, there's KFC, there are so many of them. So you can always like get one of them, and you just like you can begin to earn your minimum pay from there. Yeah. And then another job that you can do apart from working fast food, I'll just give some few ones. There are like I have given those 5 that I think they are the top on the list, but there are other ones that we can have. If you are fortunate to maybe like to get a car, you can work as a delivery guy. Maybe you work with Skip the Dishes or DoorDash, where you go online, you register with the company, and then you have an app what you do is like you just pick food from one restaurant and you deliver it to people at their various houses. So there, and it just depends how busy the day is. If you kind of like, maybe you can devote when, and this one is advantageous in the sense that you can work when you want to work. So like if you are done with school, you can come back and they just log into the app and the orders start coming and you're picking and delivering. Yeah, so that is it. And with this job also, sometimes you get a lot of tips from people. So that's another job that you can do as an international student to help towards covering your tuition. Another thing you can do, you can work as a handyman. A handyman is that type of person that you don't really have a particular job description, especially if you are in a place where there's a lot of like construction going on. Working as a handyman will be very good. So you're kind of like in Cameroon, I can use the example, we'll call it manœuvre, like a laborer where you do supply. So you can just go, maybe they are wherever they are working, you can just be there to like assist those who are doing the job. You're just maybe like supplying them with the necessary things that they need in the process to do their job. And also most of these jobs, like most of the supply jobs, the handyman job, they are always like they pay above minimum wage. So that is how, like, those are some of the key jobs I think you can kind of like come here as an international student, and it will help you to like to maintain your studies and help you towards covering your tuition. So guys, thanks so much for the video. Please like the video, share with other students or people you think that this video might be important to. And if you've been like an international student, or you know somebody who is an international student who have shared their experiences with you, please, you can share those experiences with us at the comment section. Thank you so much, and I'll